好，欢迎收听唱歌学中文。Hi everybody, welcome to Sing and Learn Chinese. Today we're going over the song Jia Jia by the Taiwanese Aboriginal singer Jia Jia. So it's kind of fun. Her name is in the title of the song. And the title of the song, Jia Jia refers to playing house. So when little kids pretend to be, like little girls pretend to be the mom and take care of the family in the house and stuff like that. And there's kids imitating adults. And that's kind of the theme of the song, which is one of those breakup songs. I feel like most pop songs, no matter what language, are always like breakup song or get together song or something like that. And then you've got your 5% of other topics. But anyways, okay, so let's take a look at the lyrics. The first line is 抱歉不是洋娃娃. So 抱歉 is I apologize, I'm sorry. And then 不是洋娃娃 is not a doll. I am not a doll. The I is understood. So 抱歉, by the way, it means I'm sorry. It's a little slightly more formal than 对不起. So when you learn how to say I'm sorry in Chinese, the first version you're probably going to learn is 对不起. But you can also say 抱歉. 抱歉 just means I'm sorry. It's a little more formal. Then we have 微笑久了会累吧. So 微笑 is to smile. 久了 means after a long time. 会 will 累 it means tired. 吧 means it's kind of like right. Don't you agree with me? It's not really a word, it's more of a tone kind of thing. It changes the feeling of a phrase that you say. So 微笑久了会累吧. So it's like when you smile for too long, you get tired, right? So the 吧 here functions like that, right? Then we have 我怎么想就那么想懒得再假装. So 我怎么想 means how I think. 怎么 is how and then think is 想 is think. So 我怎么想 just 就那么想 think in that way. So whatever I think, I think. And then 懒得再假装懒得 means I'm too lazy to. 再 means again or continue to. 假装 is to pretend. It's like whatever I think is what I think. I'm too tired to pretend anymore. And then we have 抱歉 again, sorry. 不擅长模仿. 不擅长 is I'm not used to, I'm not good at. 模仿 is to imitate. 你想要的 what you want. 那种优雅 that type of elegance or gracefulness. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not good at imitating I'm not good at imitating the kind of gracefulness that you want. Then we have 想哭的话就哭了呀. 管谁的眼光. 想哭的话 if I want to cry or if somebody wants to cry, if you want to cry. The I, it's probably I. The pronouns are not always given, so you kind of have to figure it out by the context. 想哭的话 if you want to cry, 就哭了啊. It's then cry. If I want to cry, then I cry. 管谁的眼光 I don't care about whose eyes are on me. So 管谁 is like 管 is to care and then 谁 is whoever or who and then 眼光 is gaze or opinion. So in other words, if I want to cry, I'll cry. I don't care who's watching me. In other words, this kind of goes with the previous line saying, I'm sorry, I can't imitate the elegance that you want, the gracefulness, the social niceties that you want. I just cry when I feel like crying. I don't care who watches or who sees. And then 我有点累才没回嘴. 我有一点 I am a little, have a little bit of I am a little, and then 累 is tired. I'm a bit tired. 才没回嘴. That's why I haven't 回嘴 is talk back. So that's why I haven't talked back. So you can tell that this person, the character who's saying these things in the song, is at the end of their tether, so to speak. And then 你认为的自以为并不是无所谓. So 你认为的 means what you think. 认为 is to think, what you believe is true, kind of. 自以为 means you're assuming things. So 你认为的自以为 it's like what you think is true is just your own assumptions. 并不是 and then it isn't 无所谓, something that doesn't matter. So what you think is your own assumptions, but it's not that it doesn't matter, which there are probably a few different ways to interpret this. I would say it sounds like maybe this person's partner did something to hurt them and they don't think it's a big deal. And the narrator is saying, it is a big deal. You just think it's not, but that's your assumption. Okay, then we have 别把爱情变成恶趣味. So don't 别把 don't take 爱情 love, romantic love, 变成 and turn it into 恶趣味 is a bad taste. Don't basically don't make our love, the love, whatever, love in general, turn into something disgusting, something unpleasant. And then 我们是真的爱吗 And then here's the chorus. 我们 is we 是真的 are real 爱吗 Did we really love? And then 吗 is a question word. So 我们是真的爱吗 What we had, our relationship, was that really love? And then 我想问我自己吗 So 我想问我自己 means I want to ask myself. 想 is to think of or to want to. 问 is to ask 我自己 myself. I want to ask myself. But then when you put in that question word 吗 then this person, the narrator, is kind of questioning herself. Like, do I want to ask myself that? Is that a question that I want to think about? And then we have 要是像家家酒想要家就有个家要是 if it were 像 like 家家酒 is playing house 想要家 want a family or want a home 就有个家 So when you want the home it appears like in playtime when you're a child doing imaginary games you can imagine anything right like you want to be in a home and a couple pillows and a box can be a home whatever right and so if it were the case that if life were like playing house and you could just have a home whenever you felt like it 那该有多好呀 then wouldn't that be awesome basically 该有多 有多 would be so 好 good it would be so good yeah is kind of like it's not a word exactly it's another one of those like ma or ba it's just changes the tone of a phrase or sentence so if it were the case that life were like playtime where whatever you want could just exist based on your imagination wouldn't that be awesome that would be great that's basically what that line is saying okay 愿望都会成真吗 so 愿望 is wishes 都会 all will 成真 become real 吗 will it so the question particle will all wishes come true in other words and then 打开全景模式吧 so 打开 is to open 全景模式 is panoramic view like in your phone when your phone camera you have the panorama view so it's like open the panorama view ba is a suggestion it's like why don't you open the panoramic view on life basically 爱不是扮家家酒玩腻了说放就放爱不是 love is not 扮家家酒 is not like playing house 玩腻了 means when you're tired of playing 说放就放this is a grammar point. It's not exactly an idiom, but if you put 说 blah 就 blah and then replace blah with whatever verb, 放 is to let go. So 说放就放 is like you say let go and they let go. In other words, you let it go really easily. You can also replace 放 with any verb you want. 说吃就吃 means somebody is told to eat and they eat. Like they don't think about it, they just do it. So 说 something 就 something 说 verb 就 verb and then you just put whatever verb in there 说笑就笑actors have to be able to 说哭就哭 for example哭 means to cry so if you're a good actor you need to be able to cry when the director tells you to right so that's 说哭就哭 if the director says cry you cry like just immediately that's what actors do right okay so 说放就放 means say let go and just let go in other words love is not like playing house when you're tired, you just throw it away. You just close up shop and you're done. Easy, peasy. Doesn't work that way in real life. And then we have 像没事一样. 像 means it's like 没事, nothing bad, nothing happened. 一样 means in the manner of it's as if nothing happened. So you can't just end a relationship. You can't just stop, close down a family or end a home whenever you feel like it as if nothing happened. And then again, 我们是真的爱吗 Did we really love? Like our relationship, was that really love? 你想问你自己吗 And then now, instead of 我, it's 你 So you, do you want to ask yourself that question? And then 要是像家家酒照剧本过下去呀 So 要是 if it were like 像 is like 家家酒 is playing house 照剧本 is following a script like a stage play script or a TV show script or a movie script 过下去 means to continue living and then 呀 is another one of those tone particles and then 那会多快乐啊 and another tone particle with 啊 so 呀啊吧嘛 they all end with the 啊 sound anyways 那会多快乐啊 so if only life could be like a script and we could just keep acting we could just keep doing the thing that the script tells us to do then we'd be happy. Like, wouldn't that be a good thing? Wouldn't that be a happy thing? Instead of having to deal with real life and real emotions and real everything. And then 结尾会有彩蛋嘛? So there's allusions to movies and films and TV shows and stuff. 结尾 means ending. 会有 will have. 彩蛋 is Easter egg. Ma, will it? So ever since, what is it, like the Marvel movies or something, they got into the habit of putting Easter eggs or little scenes at the end of the credits. So that kind of changed the ending a little bit. It makes you feel like, oh, well, there's something going on here that I didn't know. So she's kind of saying, the narrator is saying, at the end of our story, will there be an Easter egg? Because right now it sounds like their story is ending badly. So it's like, is there going to be a turn or a twist at the end? And then 谁会抢着说实话? 谁会 who will 抢着 rush to try to 抢 is to steal, like you steal the first spot. And then 说实话 is tell the truth. Who rushes to tell the truth? Who is eager to tell the truth? And then 爱不是扮家家酒讲好了要忘就忘. So again we have the 要 something 就 something. But in this case it's 要 instead of 说. So 要忘就忘. When you want to forget, you can then forget. So 爱不是 love is not 扮家家酒 is not playing house. 讲好了 when you have agreed, you've spoken with each other and you've come to a conclusion, 要忘就忘 and you just forget it just because you said so. So love is not like playing house. It's not like having an agreement where you say, okay, let's all forget it. Just yeah, wipe it out of your memory. It doesn't work that way. Real life doesn't work that way. Memories don't work that way. And then 像大人一样 like adults. 一样 is in the same manner as adults. So 像大人一样. 像 something 一样 just means being like something. 像大人一样 to be like adults. And then 要是我掉眼泪那是爱不是筹码那是爱不是筹码 Okay, so 要是我 if I 掉眼泪 is to shed tears or cry. If I cry, if I shed tears 那是爱 that is love 不是筹码 that's not a bargaining chip. So you can kind of imagine how people talk about women will occasionally, maybe more than occasionally, depends, try to manipulate people using tears. And what she's saying to the person, her listener, is if I cry, if I shed tears, I'm not trying to manipulate you. This is not a bargaining chip. That's because of love. That's why I'm crying. Then we have 转过头不让你笑话. 转过头 means to turn away. 头 is the head and 转 is to turn. So turning your head. 不让你 not let you. 笑话 is to laugh at me. I'm not letting you laugh at me. I'm turning my head so you can't see me crying. That kind of idea. And that's it. There's some repetitions. Obviously, the song doesn't end there. It just repeats the chorus and maybe the bridge and a few other places. But we've already gone over those lyrics. So when you look up the song, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your music, you can hear the whole thing in its entirety. And now you know all the words in the song. You can sing along. And hopefully that will also help you to remember some of these words, build up your vocabulary. Every little bit counts. So don't look down on or don't overlook or don't sneeze at every little thing that you learn. Every word, every pronunciation, every grammar point, every phrase that you put in your long-term memory will help you closer towards your goal of Chinese fluency. And that's it for today and for the song. If you have any song suggestions that you'd like to see me go over, feel free to leave comments, email me, you know the drill. And until we sing again, 再见.